Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Jorge Santiago from JBR Fishing. Today's video that I'm gonna present to you guys is gonna be how to use Google Maps or Google Earth to set up waypoints and how to transfer them into your graph and your fish finder. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna show you how different features that Google Earth has. That way you could see, make elevation changes throughout history, find some key features in lakes that you're gonna be fishing at. You can mark them as a waypoint, and then from there, how to download them and upload them onto an SD card and transfer them onto your GPS or your fish finder. Okay, so here we are. So I'm gonna try and give you a quick rundown on how to mark waypoints on Google Maps, how to save them, how to create a folder, and how to convert them to GPX files so you could transfer them to your fish finder to either Lowrance, Hummingbird, and I want to say that Garmin uses the same GPX files. Okay, so without further ado, the first thing that we want to take notice is the side toolbar over here. This is the left side toolbar of your screen. Okay, as you can see here, I have a few lakes over here that I have already marked waypoints on. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to left click on My Places. Then you want to right click on that, create a folder. Let's name this folder Test. Okay, so you see it generated a folder all the way in the bottom of the list. Over here as Test, and that's the folder that we're going to start working with. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to have, of course, we're going to look at the map that we're going to be fishing on. Whether you're a weekend angler or someone that fish on a club tournaments or wants to make a career out of it. Many pros do use this feature on Google Earth. Okay, this is the way that they mark that. This is how they do pretty much their pre-practice, for lack of better words. They pre-practice when they're home. They set up the GPS, set up their waypoints, transfer them onto their units. Once they get to the lakes, they already have a preloaded set of waypoints. They'll go to these waypoints. They'll graph. If it is what they believe it is, or if it's still there, then if it looks good, then they keep it, fish it. Hopefully it's productive, and hopefully this video is productive for you as well. Okay. Now keep in mind this is Google Earth right here, and it's Google Earth Pro. It's the Pro version. It's not the one that you download onto your phone. It's not the one for your phone app. Your phone app does not have the features that we're looking for. Okay, so one thing we want to see is that over here on the top here, we have what is called a history image button right here on the top tab. History image button. Okay, and that's gonna give you the history of past images on this piece of water. Okay, and I'm gonna show you a way how you could identify underwater structures using this image. And after you identify them, the way that you will mark a waypoint is using this thumbtack right here, right below my cursor. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to click on the history image button, and you're gonna say this is Sam Rayburn. Okay, this is a lake over here in Texas. Okay, and right now you will see this images from 2019 September. Okay, to give you a good idea of what the size is: pontoon boat, pontoon boat, pontoon boat, pontoon boat, bass boat, pontoon boat. I cannot tell you what this is there, but it might be people swimming. I'm not sure. Okay, so without further ado, right here on this tab right here, this is the historical timeline. Okay, so right there in 2011 September, actually 2019, I'm sorry. In September 2019, that's what it shows. You want to go back, that's at full pull. So this is the point where they were at right here. Underwater structure, you don't see nothing that's over here. Now, if you keep going back in time, you bring it all the way back to 2009. Look at that point. See how big that point is? This is where those bolts were, right here. Right here. Okay? So keep that. Now let's go to 2011. 2011. Look at that. Look at all the data that you don't see. Underwater structure that you don't see. Look at the the ditches, stones. That could be stumps. Okay? It could be anything that you might want to mark here. Okay? So the way that we mark, okay, let's say that you want to mark this ditch. Okay? You're gonna click on that button right there, the thumbtack. Bring the thumbtack right here and name it ditch. Okay, that's a ditch. Okay, so let's look for something else. Okay, let's see if we find. Okay, right here. Right here, that looks like a boulder. Okay, we get the thumbtack. Let's put it on top of the boulder, and let's name that boulder. Okay, that's 2. Okay, what else are we looking at here? Okay, and we could see this. This is the big lot. This is the big flat right here. Okay, you could see. Let me see if we find something else. Okay, this could be a laydown. Okay, this could be another boulder here. This could be a stump. Let's call that a stump. Okay, so we have 3 points right there. Okay, now let's bring it up to almost full pull, and there you go. These are underwater structures that you would have not seen at all. You would have not seen them at all. Okay. All right, here we go. First thing that you have to do is that you have to highlight the folder test. That's where we have our waypoints at. You come over to the file button on top of the tab. Save. Okay. You save as. Okay, and it's going to save to the test folder that I already have pre-generated. Okay. And you have a drop down button, a drop down over here. So it's going to tell you which one it is. Sometimes it comes up as KMZ, but what you want to do is that you want to make sure that it is at KML. Okay. So let's mark this as test 1. Okay. It's this is one that I did before and it didn't come out so good. Save that. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is that you're going to bring up your folder. Let me see which is the folder that I have it on right here. There it is, test folder. Okay. So test 1. That's where you have it at. So now the big thing is that you have to change that KML to GPX. Now there's several options that you may have. Okay. There are several options. Let me see if I find them all here for you. I have them all here. I just can't find them now. All right, here they go. There's a few. You can get them all on Google. They're all free. Okay, convert Google Earth path to GPX route. Okay, you could do that one. You could use this one. It's the same thing. That's another one. These are different options that you may have. Just type KML to GPX online. This is the one that I normally use. This is the one that I use the most. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we don't have any tracks. So we're going to delete these tracks. We're going to get that out. You're going to KML to GPX. Keep that in mind. KML to GPX, and it works vice versa too. Okay. So you want to choose a file. Test 1 is the file that we're choosing. You want to open that. It's going to show it there. And then now you want to convert. Okay. Once it's converted, click here so you can bring it up right there. Let me bring it up over here because it's on the. I want to make sure that it's on the right folder. Okay, it's in the downloads right here. That's it right there. Oh, not there. The first thing we do is we're gonna rename it. Okay, let's name it test 1. Okay, test 1. That's it. Okay, there you go. Test 1 GPX file. Okay, so right now it's a GPX file. So what you could do with this, you could actually download this into a SD card, and a micro SD, because that's what they use now, and you could save this into your Lowrance unit as it is right now, as it is currently. So what you do is that you save it to the SD card, turn on your Lowrance unit, get everything running, insert the card. It's gonna ask you if you want to save the data into the Lowrance unit. You say yes, and it's saved. Now for Hummingbird, it's a little bit different. For Hummingbird, you need a special program. Okay, unfortunately, yes, Hummingbird makes things a little bit more difficult. But it's what I use. So Hummingbird has this software that you have to download onto your computer, and it's called Hummingbird PC. And it looks something like this. Let me bring it up for you. That's what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like right there. So the way that you go about it is that once you have this, these are all legs that I already have put some waypoints on it. You go to File, you go to Open. It's gonna bring you this. You're gonna go Test 1. Well, that's the one we got. As you can see, I already did. That's Sam Raymond Test 1. Okay, this is the one that we just did. I just showed you. Open is gonna be right here. You're gonna highlight it, and you're gonna show, and you're gonna upload it onto to whatever drive that your SD card is at. It will show up right here. Mine is a D drive, so that's where it'll be. You hit there. It's gonna ask you to choose to update navigation data on this device, add or replace. Okay, I'm gonna replace it because I'm not really gonna use the other one either. So I'm gonna hit replace. You hit yes, and it's gonna let you know that it's updating successfully. There you go. The data has been updated. Now what you do with that SD card is that you take it out, you turn on your Hummingbird unit, you go through the motions, go through the steps. It's gonna ask you if you run and turn it on. It's gonna tell you to hit the menu button, then it's gonna tell you to hit the exit button after it sets up. After it's running and it's found everything, you put your SD card inside the slot, and it's gonna ask you. Actually, it's going to tell you that the SD card has been encrypted, and then it's going to ask you if you want to transfer your data to the system. At that point, you are going to say yes, and it's going to upload your data. Now, keep in mind, this data is not going to erase if you go back to restore defaults on the Hummingbird. I cannot tell you for sure if it does that on Lowrance, but all these waypoints are saved internally into a specific drive inside the unit, that when you restore data, it does not get lost. So you're always gonna be able to find it. You're always gonna be able to use them. If it turns out that you go out to the lake and it's not what you thought it was, you could actually go. You have to go through the waypoints manager and delete that specific waypoint. Or if it is something that is not, and you wanna mark it, you can mark it as what it is. It has a whole menu. It has fish, trees, rocks, car, truck, whatever. It has many different options, many different icons that you could choose from there. It doesn't have to be the standard little blue circle or red circle or yellow circle, whatever you have it as on. I set mine differently. All my waypoints are set up by season. I'll fish a point, and I'll have it marked as green if it's the summertime, yellow if it's the spring, and orange if it's the autumn, and blue if it's winter. That way I know because point, you know, bass migration or fish migration is something big. If you fish a lot, you follow the fish migration, so you know that in the springtime, then I'll go fish your point. So I'm pretty much gonna start over there by the blue dot. If it's the early spring, then I'm gonna fish somewhere between the blue and the yellow dot, if not the yellow dot. If it's all full spring, then I'll just move on like that. That's just my way of keeping track of my waypoints. But then you know, that's a little nugget that you guys could save as well, and it's gonna help you that way. Because keep in mind that the fish that you catch in the summer in that specific area is you're not gonna catch them there in the autumn. You're not gonna catch them there in the spring. Fish migrate, and they migrate according to the seasons and the water temperature. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I hope this video actually helped you out. If it helps you out and you like it, please subscribe, like, and share it with a friend that you might want this information to reach. That way they could become better anglers as well. Okay, keep in mind, this is all knowledge that I have obtained, and I'm trying to share it with you. That way you could share it with many others. That way we could all become better anglers. Okay, so don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. You help the channel a lot by doing that.